Hi guys, Lindsay again. Sorry, my last video, I just finished doing my last video and it didn't work, it didn't load up. So I'm doing it again. So thanks for your patience with this. Let me see if I can find it and I'm gonna share it to the other group. Again, I'm sharing it on my public page so that if this video is of use to you and you think it might be of use to somebody else, I'd love for you to share it with them, and this way you can. So let me do this real quick and then I'll talk to you about my daily habit. All right, one more share. Mental training coach and entrepreneur. All right, so for those of you that are on again, there was a bunch of people on the last one. Thank you for watching live. Thank you if you're watching live again. I would love another hi. I know that's kind of a lot to ask, but I sure appreciate the comments and the love. And there was a lot of people on last time, so this might be a good time to talk. So let's talk about life and sports and business. What do they all have in common? There's the obvious things, right? The ability to set goals and achieve them, the ability to fight through failure. Those are sort of like the obvious ones, but I would argue that the biggest and most important one, and I think the thing that all successful people actually have in common, is the ability to suspend belief. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're a coach and you go into a losing program, you inherit a losing program, and you believe that, in 3 to 5 years you can win a championship, but that first season is losing. The second season, maybe you win a couple. The third season, finally you hit 500, and so on and so forth. But those are those lonely nights after games when you're like, I don't know if this is gonna happen, right? And those are the moments that I think are the most applicable to life. Those are the ones that as an entrepreneur I experience, and I've had that experience in sports, and so it's a familiar feeling for me. And I think anybody that's doing anything and pushing themselves gets that feeling. And so can you suspend belief? Because the thing is, those goals, you're gonna have moments when you feel like you have no evidence at all. In fact, you have evidence that it's not going to happen, but you have no evidence that that's even a possibility. And in those moments, can you suspend reality, essentially, and believe in this thing that may or may not happen? And so for me as an entrepreneur, I have revenue goals, and revenue goals are nice because they're so concrete. I have other goals in my life, as I mentioned before, as being a good mom and being happy and finding balance and being a good wife and all these sorts of things. They're less tangible as far as the results, right? They're more of a sort of ongoing goal. And so one of the things I do love about my business is I have revenue goals. Now, my revenue goals have changed. They've increased a ton over the years, but in fact, they also decreased this year because of the fact that I took almost 5 months off because I had a baby. And so for my life and what's important to me, my revenue for this year was going to go down. It was still higher than what it was, and I haven't hit it yet. And so when I do my daily practice, which I'm talking about in a second, can I suspend reality and suspend that belief and believe in this future? And people always talk about dressing for the job you want instead of the job that you have, and I would take that a step further and say that you need to, or you should, or successful people get the mindset of the job they want instead of the job they have. They take on that mindset. And of course, dress is a part of that. Clothes are a part of that. And so for me as an entrepreneur, mindset, and of course for myself as an athlete, has been one of the most, if not the most important thing that I do every day. And I talked about this in the last video. It's funny because I go to these like Seattle Startup Week, or like I listen to webinars and these successful people, and guaranteed if they don't have kids, they talk about their morning routine and it is drawn out. They journal, they meditate, they set their goals, they do this, this, and this. They have time for coffee, they walk their dog. And I'm thinking to myself, with 2 young kids, like that is never going to happen for me in the near future, right? And so I am all about action, I'm all about routines, but I'm all about short. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that anybody can find the time to do, and in fact is one of the best uses of your time. Because I'll tell you what, when I start my day, if I don't do my mindset work and I start working on the stressful things that have come in the night before, and the emails and the people that log in didn't work, and people signing up for the master class or what have you, if I start doing that instead of doing my mindset work first, there's a sense of stress and hurriedness that doesn't happen if I know why I'm doing it. And so this 5-minute routine is super helpful for me. And how I do it. Okay, so what I do is I have an Ink and Volt journal. And I've talked about this before. I'm not affiliated with them except that I just love them. And it's a really simple journal. They have a yearly theme and yearly goals. And so that's sort of what I do every morning. And then I have week, and I can show you too. They have 30-day challenge. I mean, it's really great. They have 30-day challenges. They have weekly goals. They have a calendar. So, but there's a lot of great journals. This is just the one that I use and I like. And this is like my brain on paper. So what I do is I have all my tasks. And before I really sit down and prioritize what I'm going to do, I do my mindset work. And what I do is I do the Braver. So a lot of you guys are familiar with the Braver. You do it maybe with your team, or you've heard about me talk about it. It's essentially a pre-practice routine, but essentially it's a pre-work day or pre-day routine as well. And it's breathing, release, affirmations, visualization, and a reset word. And I'm not going to go into teaching the Braver right now because there's other videos that I've done teaching it. I'm just going to tell you kind of how I use it. So essentially, like I said, I have a revenue goal for my business. I have an affirmation that talks about myself being successful in what I do, and it has a revenue goal with it. So I do my breathing, read my reset word, my release, and I get into that space where I need to be. Then I say my affirmation to myself with the revenue goal, and I see it happening. I visualize it happening. And what this does is this reminds my brain and allows me to suspend reality and believe in that future that has not yet happened yet. It has not happened yet. I've gotten closer every year. It has not happened yet. And once I hit it, there'll be one that's higher, right? And it allows me to get into that place where I'm my best, and I see it happening. And I even see, for example, I see the check number that I'm going to be writing to myself every month when I hit this revenue goal. And so, getting this morning routine down and being disciplined about it has been really a game changer for me, because I'm able then to look at my task list and prioritize what needs to happen and believe that those tasks are moving me forward. They're not just things that I have to do. In a sense, they move them from things that I have to do to things that I want to do because I want to accomplish this goal. So I hope that's helpful for you. Again, I think these are applicable to sports, life, business. But if business is what you're interested in, I've talked about business a lot in the last couple of weeks. I know some of you are interested in mental training as a business. Some of you are not. Some of you potentially have other businesses as well. But if mental training, being a mental training entrepreneur is of interest to you, a couple things are happening. One, Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp applications are being accepted next week. I will let you know when that happens, but just get that in your mind. Applications are being opened next week, okay? The Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp ebook just got released. How to Start Your Own Passion-Filled, Profitable Mental Training Business in 4 Simple Steps. That's free. It's awesome. It takes you through 4 steps on how to build up your business. And finally, this Thursday, October 4th, we have one at 12 noon and 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm teaching a masterclass on changing lives, making money, and finding freedom as a mental training coach. And I am breaking it down in this class. I am teaching how I use visualization, the pricing shift that allowed me to increase my income by 7 times. Ooh, I got a thumbs up for that one. I love that. It sounds too good to be true. It's not. I did it. It works. I talk about, how to choose your ideal customer, all the steps that you need to take to build up your mental training business. I also talk about the details of the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. So again, I know this masterclass is really not for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. It's not for mental training in general. We have other masterclasses for that. This one is for people that want to start their own mental training business. If that's you, you don't want to miss this class. I can guarantee that it's for you. All right, I'll put the link for that below. And regardless of the entrepreneur stuff, if you have a daily routine or want to start one, I would love to hear your comments. And I know a lot of people, if you commented on the last video, just comment on this one too. I know it got deleted. So what is your daily routine to get your mindset right? Whether that's in business, in life, in sports. What is your daily practice? And if you don't have one, what would you like to do? Comment below. I'd love to hear from you and learn from you as well. Okay, everybody. Lindsay Wilson here. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, I got some thumbs up. Bye, guys.